Member for Vancouver West End.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. Well, so my constituents have certainly watched the proposed redevelopment of St. Paul's for many years. There was a Treasury Board submission at one point back in the early part, maybe 2003, 2004, to take it out of the neighbourhood. Thankfully, community opposition to losing our hospital was heard by the government. In 2010, a commitment was made to keep St. Paul's in the West End after repeated questioning from a few members. And now in 2011, a concept plan had been prepared. 2012, the government announced the creation of a concept plan, which really was a revision of a concept plan which had been existing. And now with a commitment that that would go to Treasury Board this summer for approval of a business case this fall. My understanding is a meeting which had been scheduled for July was cancelled for the presentation of the concept plan. I'm just curious when that concept plan will be going to Treasury Board and when a business case will be approved for the redevelopment of St. Paul's Hospital.
Minister.
Thank you very much, Honourable Chair. And St. Paul's is indeed a critical institution for the entire province. In fact, both of my parents have had heart surgery there, so I owe them a great debt of gratitude. The member is not correct in saying that the business plan was to come to Treasury Board or to the Ministry this summer. In fact, the Ministry is still working with Providence and St. Paul's and Vancouver Coastal to refine the concept plan in terms of scope, capital cost, and phasing. So the next step will be for St. Paul's to submit a refined concept plan for government to review, and then after the concept plan approval, they'll produce a detailed business case to procure and implement each of the phases. So we do not expect that to happen, and the business plan itself likely not to come until early 2014.
Member.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Chair, there is a bit of a gap in this House, so maybe the Minister misheard me. I didn't say the business case was complete. I said the concept plan was complete. So my question was, that concept plan was supposed to be in the plans going to Treasury Board this summer for approval. Potentially it's early this fall for approval, so then there could be 1 year of work done on a business case for approval in 2014. I'm just curious if Treasury Board and when Treasury Board will be meeting to approve the concept plan, because my understanding is the concept plan was completed. They went through and did some more work at the Minister's and the Premier's request. That work has now been completed. And so just curious when we can actually get to the business case, because many hospitals in British Columbia have not had to go through the concept plan phase. They've just gone straight to business case. But for some reason, St. Paul's has had to do this two-step process of concept plan, then business case. And I just would like to know when the business case phase will start.
Minister.
Thank you, Honourable Chair, through to the member. This is a complex site. Obviously, it's over 100 years old in the middle of a very dense area of the city of Vancouver, and is probably a lot more complicated redevelopment than other sites would prove to be. So the concept plan came forward, but working with the ministry, it was understood that further refinements to the concept plan were needed before progressing through the approval process and through to Treasury Board. So I don't have a date for when that may happen. The St. Paul's and Vancouver Coastal is still working on that concept plan. We will continue to work with them. I've heard of some very innovative suggestions on how that concept plan may develop in terms of utilizing that space for different purposes, if you like, some of which could perhaps help fund the redevelopment. This is, again, why this is a complex project. It is high-value land, and the possibilities for redevelopment are probably a little different than would be in other areas. So we'll continue to work with Vancouver Coastal Health and St. Paul's on the concept plan, but I beg the member's indulgence that I can't give him a date when that would come forward.